It's that time. It's that time. The best of the best music from 2022. A lot of lists have, 50 picks, 25, 30. Let's keep it at 10. Let's keep it at 10. Let's keep it concise. Let's keep it all about the best of the best. This year, 2022, a lot of music came out. There was so much music this year, and compared to last year, I do feel like this year the quality of the music went up, right? The production level, the attention to detail, the output was miles higher than 2021. So yeah, massive props, congrats to all the artists that made this specific list today. And yeah, 2023 it's going to be a scary one. 2023 is going to be a scary one. So yeah, 10 best deep house albums, EPs of 2022. 10 guys, 10. I'm keeping it to 10 because I feel like once you get past 15, 20, then you're just kind of, making a list of good music, right? It's not really the best of the best. So this video is about that, right? And I think you might agree with my list. Again, there's so much great music that I did not include in here. No offense to anyone. We can talk about the criteria. We can talk about things like, the technicalities and all of those things that people use to calculate what makes a good album, what makes the best album. But to me, it comes down to feeling. When you first heard the track, when you first heard that project, when you first heard the sounds, how did you feel? Did you feel meh? Or were you making a stank face the whole time? Were you like on your feet dancing? Did you have to listen to it a few times before you actually liked it? Or the first time you heard it, you were wowed, you were surprised? To me, it comes down to that. Forget the formalities, forget the technicalities, forget the calculations, forget all of that. It comes down to feeling. Music is about feeling. 100% feeling. It's a spiritual thing. All right, man. Again, oh shit, actually, I did say 10, right? But no, it's actually 11. I could not get it down to 10. Because it was that difficult for me to get this list down to 10. It's actually 10 plus 1, so 11. I just had to include this pick at number 11. Stay True Sounds Volume 4. Yeah, and I do feel some type of way about including compilations, but this compilation gave us some of the biggest hits of the year, so it had to be included. It just had to be included. And it's also a disc that you can use as a way to introduce the genre, deep house, to a novice, a rookie. Beautiful, beautiful compilation. Shout out to Stay True Sounds. That is number 11. And number 10. This one's special as well. And again, goes back to what I was saying earlier. How did it make you feel when you first heard it? Road to Sunray. Yep. I like this one a lot. Melodic, Afro deep, in that kind of space of sound. Very kind of abstracty, very kind of spacey, very dubby, technical. And Road to Sunray is one of those journeys, man. It's one of those journeys that you didn't know that you needed. That is at number 10. All right, now we get into the sub 10s. At 9, I've got Jaswell, A Biogenesis EP. I know he released an album, Neo, only a few weeks, a couple of months back. To me, the EP connected more. To me, the EP traveled further. To me, the EP spoke a louder story, a bit more original and authentic. And Jaswell, a producer's producer, I feel like he is one of those producers that creates that sound that you can't get the first time. But when you get it, you are just speechless. That is Jaswell. And he is at number 9. Number 8, Dawson, A Tape for You. Bangers. Bangers in this one. Bangers in this one. And Dawson had a good year, man. You know, he released an EP, Table of Dreams, on Aluku. He had a remix of Yeba's Heartbreak. Dawson was active this year. And this album on his record label, Impulsive Records, was a goodie. Was a good album, man. The track with Hyena, The Silence. Yes, The Silence. One of my favorite tracks of 2022. That track right there is goated. Yeah. A Tape for You, Dawson, is at number 8. Okay, number 7. Oscar and Bo C Black, Groovy since 90-something. And this is one of those influential albums, influential sounds, right? It's one of those sounds that it's almost like a word of mouth type of effect. You hear the track, you send it to your friends. This is that type of album. These are the type of tracks that these guys produce. It's those viral tracks. It's those parties. And lots of bangers in there. It's cool. You listen to this and, you know, your ego increases a bit. That's the effect of this album. Oscar and Bo C Black, Groovy since 90-something, at number 7. Yeah. Number 6. This one was cold, man. This one was cold. And here it's one pick, but it's almost 2 picks because it's Gevo obviously releasing OVGS Republic and the Vosige EP. Those two are equally good to me, so I had to put them together. And of course, Gevo makes that cold, man, freezing sound, cool dubs. One of the coolest, deepest producers in the game right now, man. Anytime I mix and anytime I start a mix, I'm thinking, I want to place Gevo. Yeah. Number 5, getting into the top 5 of this list, and Artwork Sounds, The Gospel According to Artwork Sounds. That album is like that. It's like that, man. That album is like that. Features from the biggest names in Deep House. The production, speaking of the production as well, the production is real. It's different to the production that you're used to hearing. These are 2 of the best producers in the world, I think. Artwork Sounds, when it comes to producing, when it comes to performing live, when it comes to DJing, when it comes to everything that comes with music, Artwork Sounds is at the top. The EP that they released, Back to Basics, as well, I wanted to include that on this list, but I'm just putting it next to this album, right? That EP as well, man. Strong EP. Couple of remixes, couple of sample tracks in there that you've got to salute, man. Okay, number 4. Zito Moa, Text Me When You Get Home. Unbelievable. Speechless. I cannot believe what this guy is able to do with music, vocals, production. Zito Moa, one of the most talented artists right now. Zito Moa. It's almost like he's got different personalities, right? It's almost like he's got different forms of himself, right? Everything that you hear is him. Text Me When You Get Home by Zito Moa. It's an album that is nostalgic, will make you reminisce, cry, feel. Whatever feeling music is supposed to make you feel. Text me when you get home does that. Top 3. This one was quite easy. Quite easy for me to place these top 3 releases from the year. And these are all albums. 3 albums in here. At the 3rd spot, we have Opaya with In Motion, released on Stay True Sounds only a few months back. You have to listen to this album only once, really, only once, to realize that you are listening to a master at work. Only once to realize that you don't hear this type of music every day. Only once to know that this is something special. Opaya In Motion. One of the most underrated releases of this year. I'm seeing lists come up being released from, some of the most respected outlets, websites out there, and they don't have this album. I cannot take you seriously if you do not have this album on your list. I just can't. One of the best musical experiences, journeys of 2022 is this album. Opaya In Motion, man, at number 3. Number 2. And this one, I've got to be completely honest. This one I did not hear when it first came out. I had to go back to listen to it, and I was slapped across the face by how good this disc was. Gabana, you are something else, my guy. You are something else. Gabana TDHK. At least once a week, someone is like, Manu, you have to review Gabana. Like, what are you doing? You have to review Gabana. And I will. But this album right here goes to show you that there's levels to deep house, right? There is levels to producing deep house. There is levels to getting to that top tier of deep house producers. Gabana is up there. And I feel like in deep house, you have 2 types of producers, right? You've got the producer that is super technical, right? Focuses on coming up with a sound that you've never heard before, coming up with a sound that is advanced. And then you've got the type of producer that wants everybody to be able to fully enjoy and be taken on a journey. But I feel like almost Gabana is like in the middle, right? He is in the middle, and he's found this sweet spot of making that sound that is super inclusive. You can dance to, you can groove to, but at the same time, the deep house nerds go crazy for. What sets him apart, it's effortless. It's a production that sounds effortless, a production that seems simple to him. Yeah, I would love to just sit next to Gabana and watch him work for an hour and just watch him work. That would be a sight to see, man. Gabana, TDHK at number 2. Number 1, I had to go with the King, Louis Vega Expansions in the NYC. You could debate this is a soulful house, Afro house album, but to me, this is more deep than Afro. And this is an album to me that should have been nominated to the Grammys, but Expansions in the NYC this year, nothing has come out in deep house that I think, Gabana TDHK comes close to this, but Louis Vega is just on a different level. Louis Vega's, the features, the production, obviously the instruments, right? This is an album that it's been years in the making, an album that people have been waiting for, man. And it's tough to beat Louis Vega. Yeah, I don't know how you can't put it at number 1, to be honest. As I said, I think you can debate whether this is Afro House or Deep House or Soulful House, but this album is already a classic. Immortalized. Like, you're going to be hearing tracks from this album for years and years and years. And tracks that people don't usually play out now are going to resurface later on, and they're going to become classics. To me, that's what it comes down to, right? It's not about the singles. It's not about the main tracks. It's not about the tracks that DJs play out. It's about those tracks that when you first heard the album, you liked, but you weren't like, this is the best one. those same tracks later on, when you hear them again, you're going to be like, man, I actually like this one more than the single. I actually found something in this track that completely changed my mindset on music. That is what we have in this album, Expansions in the NYC. That's my list, man. That's my list. That is my list. Top 10 plus 1, top 11 of Deep House of 2022. Here is the final list. Let me know your favorite releases, EPs, albums for Deep House in the comments. Peace.